What if both of them fell in love and just created the most dominant, the greatest basketball player to
Dad, you are an icon, a legend, a storyteller, and most importantly, the best girl dad any young woman could ever.
A newly leaked video of Natalya Bryant partying with several NBA players just exploded online, and the internet can't stop buzzing. But it's not just the wild party that's sparking headlines, because in one frame, Natalya looks way too cozy with one particular player, and people are already whispering about what really went down. We've got the full scoop, and trust me, it's messy. This is the viral footage nobody thought would ever surface, and it's flipping Natalya's carefully polished image upside down. Kobe Bryant's daughter, Natalya Bryant, once praised for her wholesome interviews, academic drive, and high-fashion modeling gigs, is now smack in the center of a storm so loud, even her late father's old teammates are allegedly talking about it in private. Clips show Natalya at a secretive private party. This wasn't just innocent mingling. She was allegedly cozying up to not one but multiple NBA players, and now those clips are bouncing across every single social platform like wildfire. Insiders are already warning that this isn't just a harmless night of fun. Word behind the scenes is that this leak could shake her growing Hollywood brand, mess with the powerful Bryant legacy, and even put new cracks in Vanessa Bryant's tightly guarded public image. So how did it spiral this far? How did Natalya Bryant, the eldest daughter of a basketball icon, a signed IMG model, and a college student who just weeks ago was gushing about her simple Valentine's Day, suddenly go from being celebrated as the poised heir to Kobe's empire to becoming the newest target of brutal tabloid frenzy? Because here's the real kicker. Sources claim this wasn't some random leak. The footage allegedly came straight from someone close to the circle, maybe even connected to the NBA players caught in the mix, and that's what makes it even wilder. Now, a few of those players are already scrambling to delete posts, untag themselves from party pics, and quietly call their PR teams before this blows up even bigger. But before we dive into the most explosive part, yes, the viral clip where Natalya appears to whisper something into a rookie's ear, a moment that's been turned into 1,000 memes, let's rewind and break down how this messy scandal snowballed into the internet's favorite obsession overnight. And make no mistake, that clip set the internet on fire, sparking reactions that even reached the Bryant family. This is no ordinary gossip. It's the deadly mix of fame, legacy, and image control colliding in real time, with Natalya Bryant right at the center of the storm. We're talking about a young woman who's lived under the harsh spotlight since childhood, the daughter of one of the greatest athletes to ever exist. She's been celebrated for her poise, her love of education, and her drive to honor her father's legacy through film and storytelling. In fact, she said so herself during Kobe's handprint ceremony. But now, all that polished image is being re-examined under the harsh light of leaked footage. The reaction is split. Some fans defend her right to party, while others slam the behavior as a stain on the Bryant name. And let's be real, the fact that this footage didn't just pop up but was deliberately leaked is exactly why everyone's side-eyeing this situation so hard. Multiple insiders confirmed the footage came from a closed-door, invite-only bash in the Hollywood Hills. And this wasn't your average house party. The guest list reportedly included NBA players in their early to mid-20s, some being teammates of Bronny James, others fresh to the league and already building big names for themselves. And yes, Natalya was right there, rocking a Gucci mini dress, dancing freely, and socializing like she owned the room. Now, partying alone isn't a crime, but the real questions start with her specific interactions. One clip allegedly shows a player placing his hand on her lower back before guiding her into a private lounge area, and that single moment flipped the whole story from curious to downright concerning. And it doesn't stop there. Several attendees, including high-profile ballers, are now scrambling to control the fallout. One rising star, whose name we won't reveal just yet, was reportedly engaged and has since deleted his entire Instagram account overnight. Another one scrubbed his entire Twitter history, even erasing a post from the same night that tagged the exact mansion where the party went down. Coincidence? Not likely. As for Natalya, she's kept quiet, but her silence is loud. Her body language in that viral video clashes hard with the calm, soft-spoken student fans just saw in her ET interview a few weeks ago, where she swore her main focus was school and storytelling. Back then, she looked centered and grounded, but this new footage paints a completely different picture, and people are connecting the dots fast. And here's the bombshell. Vanessa Bryant is allegedly furious. Reports say she feels blindsided, and behind the scenes, she's demanding answers about how this ever got out. One insider close to the Bryant family claims Vanessa feels completely blindsided by the leaked footage, and she's allegedly determined to hunt down who exposed it. Others say this could be the moment that forces her to clamp down even harder on Natalya's media visibility moving forward. And the wildest part, this pattern isn't new. It's painfully predictable. We've seen it before. Daughters of powerful figures stepping into adulthood while trying to juggle personal freedom with a legacy that feels impossible to escape. Remember the frenzy over Sasha Obama's college party pictures? Or other celebrity heirs caught slipping in viral moments? But Natalya's case is on another level because she's not just any star kid. She's Kobe Bryant's daughter, and that carries a weight like no other. Kobe still represents discipline, class, and unshakable focus for millions around the world. So when fans see clips of Natalya being openly flirted with by NBA players, the same league where her father cemented the legendary Mamba mentality, the sense of betrayal hits deep. The online reaction has been explosive, millions of comments, memes, and debates popping up within hours. Some fans are standing by her, saying, she's 22, she's grown, let her live. But others are blasting her actions, insisting this is not what Kobe would have wanted. Respect the legacy. Within just 48 hours, the footage racked up over 10 million views on TikTok and X, and now even more twisted, edited clips are circulating, making the whole thing look worse than it really was. But here's the jaw dropper. Sources confirm this wasn't a paparazzi ambush, and it wasn't some hacker digging for dirt. The video came from inside the party itself. That single fact has rattled the entire Bryant circle, raising brutal questions about trust, privacy, and who exactly had access to that ultra-exclusive guest list. Equally shocking is that Natalya Bryant reportedly had no clue she was being recorded that night. Insiders close to the family say she believed the gathering was strictly private, an off-the-record hangout among peers and industry friends. But that assumption that she was in a safe, trusted space has now backfired in the worst way, with intimate moments plastered all over the internet for millions to dissect. In the fallout, several NBA players caught in those clips are scrambling like never before. Some are wiping their socials squeaky clean, others are straight up ghosting reporters, and a few are even pushing out quiet denials through back channels, desperate to distance themselves from the storm. The damage is already real. One player has pulled out of a major endorsement deal, while another is reportedly being grilled by his team's PR department over the mess. Meanwhile, the Bryant family is circling the wagons. Vanessa Bryant, known for fiercely protecting her daughters, is allegedly taking swift, behind-the-scenes action to lock everything down. Trusted friends are being reevaluated, social media settings have been tightened, and insiders claim the family is weighing legal action against both the party host and anyone responsible for distributing the leaked footage. The inner circle is shrinking, and the Bryant brand is officially in full defense mode. But here's the twist. This viral chaos has completely overshadowed the real story of who Natalya Bryant is beyond these sensationalized clips. While the internet is obsessing over seconds of blurry footage, they're ignoring the years she spent building authentic relationships, achieving real milestones, and carving out genuine connections that tell a far more complete picture of her life. Natalya's Hollywood ties run deep. Born from a mix of her powerful family legacy, her growing modeling career, her college life, and her presence at high-profile events like the Met Gala, Vanity Fair parties, Oscar nights, and New York Fashion Week. These aren't surface-level connections either. The depth and authenticity of her relationships become even more striking when you realize the non-stop scrutiny she's under every single day. Yes, the viral footage may have sparked a storm, but it also cracked open the door to examine what's really been happening in Natalya's life. The friendships she's built, the rumors she's fought, and the heavy legacy she's trying to honor while still carving her own lane. And that larger story, as we're about to uncover, is far more layered and inspiring than a few seconds of leaked party clips could ever show. Now let's tackle the elephant in the room. The constant swirl of NBA romance rumors that seem to follow Natalya everywhere she goes. If you've ever scrolled through celebrity gossip blogs or NBA-adjacent social media threads, you've seen the whispers, theories, and flat-out fabrications about her so-called links to young NBA players. Today, we're cutting through the noise and laying out the unfiltered truth about what's really happening behind these viral headlines. And of all the chatter, one rumor refuses to die. The claim that Natalya Bryant has some kind of romantic tie to Bronny James, son of NBA superstar LeBron James and now a pro player for the Los Angeles Lakers. This speculation has been so widespread it deserves a real breakdown, because looking at how it started and why it continues reveals exactly how celebrity gossip mutates in the social media age. For context, the rumor mill really kicked into overdrive in early 2023 when Bronny committed to USC for basketball, the very same school where Natalya was already enrolled as a film major. Now think about the juicy narrative gossip blogs and social media instantly spun. Two children of NBA legends, both attending the same prestigious university, both with families connected through the legendary bond of LeBron and Kobe's longtime friendship. It's the kind of storyline that practically writes itself, right? Early X-posts from May 2023 pushed this fantasy hard, with users joking about them becoming a future power couple, or even raising a child destined to dominate basketball. One particularly viral post read, "How cool would it be if Bronny James and Natalya Bryant fell in love and go on to create the most dominant basketball player ever and name him Kobe Michael James?" That single tweet caught fire, pulling in over 1,000 retweets in days. From there, the fantasy spread like wildfire. TikTok edits, gossip threads, and endless memes speculating about them as USC's ultimate it couple. And because both were highly visible in the public eye, attending the same university, crossing paths socially, and carrying NBA legacies, the rumor mill refused to die down. By 2024, the story was practically cemented in online gossip culture. But here's where we pump the brakes and inject reality. Despite the endless speculation, deep dives across credible sources, articles, and insider reports show one clear fact. There has never been a single shred of solid evidence that Natalya Bryant and Bronny James were ever romantically linked. None. Zero. Let's repeat that louder. There is absolutely no evidence these two were ever together, yet the gossip machine just kept cranking, resurfacing even in February 2025 when Natalya was spotted with a mystery man on Valentine's Day. And again in May 2025 during her USC graduation when fans tried to revive the Bronny connection. But the rumor collapses under one major detail. Bronny James has been publicly dating Parker Whitfield since the summer of 2024, and that relationship has been consistent and confirmed. So while the internet was busy dreaming up NBA fairy tales, the truth was sitting right there, completely different from the fantasy people wanted to believe. Bronny's love life has never been a mystery. He and Parker Whitfield go way back, first crossing paths in high school at Sierra Canyon, California. They went fully public during the 2024 Paris Olympics, making their relationship Instagram official for the world to see. Parker, daughter of actors Sally Richardson Whitfield and Dondre T. Whitfield, graduated from Spelman College in 2025 with a degree in elementary education and now works as a preschool teacher's assistant, a far cry from the Hollywood gossip machine. As of July 2025, the couple is still going strong. Bronny openly posts about Parker, sharing poolside pics, vacation shots, and even dropping comments like, "I miss my baby," during his road trips. In June 2025, they vacationed in Hawaii with the entire James family, further cementing how serious this relationship really is. Parker herself confirmed it with a sweet National Boyfriend Day post in fall 2024, writing, "BF Day, I love you at Bronny." So why do the Natalya Bronny rumors still linger despite all this evidence? Multiple outlets point out that Natalya likely sees Bronny more like a brother than anything else, thanks to their 2-year age gap and deep family ties. Insiders repeatedly dismiss the speculation as the internet running wild with fantasies while ignoring reality. Facts like their sibling-like bond and the Bryant-James connection being built on friendship, not romance. Vanessa Bryant even shows up at Lakers games to support the family ties, but that's where the line ends. Now, here's where it actually gets interesting. Natalya's real dating life. She's mastered the hush-hush approach, never once publicly confirming a boyfriend and keeping her private world tightly under wraps. This privacy-first strategy has been her trademark throughout her rise in the public eye. And it's only fueled more curiosity about who she might secretly be seeing. There have been a few rare sightings that pull back the curtain on Natalya's personal life, and one of the biggest happened on Valentine's Day 2025. On February 14th, she was photographed leaving Valdi, a high-end Italian hotspot in Beverly Hills, with an unidentified mystery man. Witnesses described him as a handsome blonde in his early to mid-20s, slim build, casually stylish, and definitely not trying to hide his chemistry with her. The photos told the story loud and clear. Natalya and the mystery man were chatting, laughing, and even showing subtle PDA. At one point, she placed her hand on his chest, while the two shared light, affectionate touches as they strolled closely side by side. It was soft, but undeniably intimate, and a sharp contrast to all the wild NBA player gossip floating online. As of July 30th, 2025, his identity remains a total mystery. No mainstream reports have revealed who he is, and Natalya herself has kept completely silent on social media. Even more interesting, there haven't been any follow-up sightings since that Valentine's Day outing, which only adds to the intrigue. But here's the key detail. This mystery man clearly isn't Bronny James or any of the NBA players tied to her in the rumor mill. His blonde hair, slim frame, and overall look don't match Bronny or any of the athletes fans keep speculating about. That single fact alone shatters the NBA romance narrative and highlights just how far off the internet chatter has been. Still, the persistence of those rumors says a lot about the way celebrity culture works. Phrases like perfect match and NBA royalty keep popping up across TikTok, X, and fan forums, even without proof. No paparazzi shots, no joint posts, no credible insiders have ever backed up the NBA connection. And the problem? These rumors reduce Natalya to who she might be dating instead of celebrating her own growing career, achievements, and individuality. Here's the truth. Natalya Bryant isn't just some celebrity kid caught in a swirl of rumors. She's a young woman who graduated cum laude from USC's prestigious School of Cinematic Arts, signed with IMG models, walked runways for powerhouse brands like Versace, and is actively working to preserve and expand her father's legendary legacy. Yet instead of celebrating all that, the rumor mill keeps obsessing over who she might be dating rather than what she's actually accomplishing. Neither Natalya nor Bronny has ever publicly addressed the gossip, and for good reason. These rumors are baseless and both clearly prefer privacy over feeding speculation. Their silence, instead of weakness, actually shows maturity. It speaks volumes about how they're choosing to rise above nonsense while their families stand firmly behind them. And here's the reality check. Natalya's NBA ties don't come from romance, but from her family's legacy and friendships. She's often seen supporting WNBA stars like Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark at games or all-star events, blending her sports heritage with entertainment crossovers. These are professional and family-friend connections, nothing more, nothing less. So as her journey continues, it's critical to separate the fake drama from the real narrative. And the real narrative is powerful. It's about a young woman navigating multiple industries, protecting her privacy, and still holding her dignity intact. It's about someone building her own identity while honoring Kobe Bryant's name in her own way. That's the story worth telling, and it's far more inspiring than any made-up romance rumor will ever be. Which brings us to Natalya's most defining milestone so far, the USC graduation triumph. A moment that doesn't just mark academic success, but also cements her role as the daughter carrying Kobe's legacy forward. It's the perfect snapshot of who she is and everything she's been working toward. On May 16th, 2025, the world witnessed a moment that felt larger than life. Natalya Bryant walking proudly across the stage at the University of Southern California. But this wasn't just another graduation ceremony. It was a victory years in the making, a triumph that began in one of the darkest chapters of her life and ended in one of the brightest. At just 22 years old, Natalya earned her bachelor's degree from USC's School of Cinematic Arts, graduating cum laude with a GPA between 3.5 and 3.699. But the numbers alone don't capture the full gravity of what this moment represented. To really understand, we need to rewind to where the journey began. At 17, just 1 week after her birthday, Natalya's world was ripped apart. On January 26, 2020, she lost her father, Kobe, at 41, and her sister, Gianna, at just 13 in the devastating Calabasas helicopter crash. The family was en route to Gianna's basketball tournament. The tragedy shattered the Bryant household and left Natalya to navigate unimaginable grief while still trying to move forward with her own young life. And the timing couldn't have been more brutal. Her senior year of high school, college applications due, grades to maintain, and the crushing responsibility of supporting her mother and younger sisters during their darkest hour. Vanessa Bryant publicly praised her resilience in March 2021, saying, On top of her own grief, she has balanced her senior year of high school, applying to colleges, nurturing her sisters, and just recently signing her own modeling contract with IMG. Natalya officially began her USC journey in fall 2021. There, she didn't just study, she thrived, balancing academics, joining Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority, pursuing modeling opportunities, and still fulfilling her role as big sister to Bianca and Capri. Think about the sheer strength it took to not only stay on course, but to excel academically, professionally, and emotionally all at once. And when Natalya talks about getting into USC, the raw emotion in her voice proves this wasn't about following a preset path or living up to her father's shadow. This was about reclaiming her own future, writing her own chapter, and proving her resilience to the world on her own terms. This wasn't just about walking across the stage. This was about chasing her own passions and dreams. Natalya's chosen major carried massive weight. Her degree from USC's School of Cinematic Arts places her alongside alumni like George Lucas and Judd Apatow, from a program famous for its hands-on training in film production, critical studies, and media arts. And let's be clear, her decision to study film wasn't random. It was deeply tied to her bond with her father. That connection made graduation day all the more powerful. Kobe himself had ventured into media, even winning an Oscar in 2018 for Dear Basketball. By choosing film, Natalya wasn't just honoring him, she was carrying the torch forward while blazing her own trail. The graduation itself was layered with symbolism. USC held its main commencement at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on Thursday, followed by the School of Cinematic Arts' specific ceremony on Friday, May 16, 2025, presented by Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. That choice wasn't coincidence. It was the ultimate full-circle nod to the Bryant family's unshakable ties to Los Angeles and the Lakers' legacy. But the most moving detail came from Natalya's custom attire. Her graduation stole was more than just fabric. It was a heartfelt tribute stitched with meaning. The stole carried Kobe's Black Mamba Nike sheath logo embroidered over her heart, "Thank you, Mom and Dad," written along the neckline, her Kappa Kappa Gamma letters, class of 2025 markings, and her cum laude notation. She paired it with a cream high-neck mini dress under her gown, mixing school pride with personal sentiment in every thread. The Bryant family's presence made the moment even more emotional. Vanessa Bryant sat alongside younger sisters Bianca, 8, and Capri, 5, sharing photos on Instagram with the caption, "We're so proud of you at Natalya Bryant." Natalya replied with, "Love you." The public response was overwhelming. Michael B. Jordan wrote, "Congratulations, world is yours." While Storm Reed, Jennifer Garner, Tina Knowles, Ciara, Ava DuVernay, and more A-listers poured in their support. Even sports stars like USC's Juju Watkins and WNBA's Sabrina Ionescu, mentored by Kobe himself, celebrated the milestone. This wasn't just a graduation, it was the embodiment of the Mamba mentality. Natalya has consistently applied Kobe's philosophy of striving to be your best self, regardless of the noise. Her goal of winning an Oscar within the next decade proves she's not just honoring Kobe's memory, she's actively building upon it. The ceremony symbolized resilience, rebirth, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Natalya showed the world she's more than the daughter of a legend. She's her own force, crafting her own legacy while carrying his spirit with her. From unimaginable tragedy to undeniable triumph, she's proven that heartbreak doesn't define her, it fuels her. Now, with graduation behind her, Natalya is turning her focus squarely toward filmmaking. In a June 2025 Q&A, she revealed that while modeling will always remain a creative outlet, her future lies in film, and she's laser-focused on making her mark. And this is just the beginning. What we've seen so far is the rise of someone who's carrying Kobe's philosophy into a new generation, betting on herself, chasing her dreams, and turning pain into power. Natalya Bryant isn't defined by her father's legacy. She's inspired by it, building her own. And that's the story the world will be watching. So tell me, what do you think of Natalya's journey? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Because trust me, her story is only getting started, and you won't want to miss what comes next. See you on the next one.